What is the story first half in the NBA that we're not talking about? Nobody's talking about because we're stuck in everything that we just discussed, or whether the Cavs still have it, or what's going on with the Celtics. Blah blah blah. What are we missing here,
I
Ernie?
think maybe Toronto would probably say, hey, what about us? Because they've very quietly put together a real good first half of the year so far, and what are they? Just 3 games behind Boston right now. So I think maybe people aren't talking about Toronto enough. People aren't talking about Minnesota enough, probably. I really like that young team, and I think that it's been a long long time since we've seen them in the playoffs, probably 2004, maybe 2005, way back then, and so in the Garnett years. So I think those would be 2 of the stories I think that we probably don't pay enough attention to. But it's hard to not talk about what's going on with Cleveland, and is LeBron staying or is he going, and is he unhappy, and is this looking like the time before he departed Miami, and so I think you kind of have to talk about those things that a lot of the people who watch the league are talking about. But yeah, don't sleep on Toronto, don't sleep on Minnesota, but boy, it's looking to me still like it's a Golden State in the West, and it's unless somebody can find a way to beat LeBron James 4 times in a series, and we may have that same finals matchup.
And how about not sleep on the Spurs? We find out Kawhi Leonard's out indefinitely, but they win their 30th game of the season. They beat Brooklyn last night. The 30 wins, by the way, ties Houston for the second most in the conference behind Golden State. I mean, And if Leonard, does cost them a couple of games, they would be the 5 or 6 seed nobody wants to see in the first
for sure.
round.
You don't want to play them because again, they're so sound top to bottom, no matter who's in there, and Popovich, that's the system. But no, I mean, if Kawhi Leonard's not around though, then San Antonio is not going to go anywhere.
Sure.
But let's give props to a guy who's been bashed over the last year, LaMarcus Aldridge, who's in my mind having an all-star year, and he's the major reason that team is sitting on 30 wins right now.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.